Hello everyone, John here with another episode of Southern Exposure. Well guys, spring has sprung here in South Louisiana. The weather's looking beautiful, and guess what? We are right in the middle of crawfish season in South Louisiana, and everyone here is just bubbling, ready to eat these delicious crawfish. There's going to be crawfish boils all over the state and even into the other states this time of year. It's just a great time down here. So before we get to some crawfish boiling, I'm going to make a dish for you guys that may not be able to get live crawfish where you live, but you can get crawfish tails. And that's what we're going to do today. We've got some crawfish tails, and we're going to make a crawfish au gratin. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. Here we have a 1 pound package of Louisiana crawfish tails. Already cooked, ready to go. You can order these. I'll leave a link in the description how you guys can go and order these and have them shipped to your home. Easy as pie. There's no excuse not to enjoy some of these delicious crawfish that they have, and they are in season now. So you really need to take advantage of this. If you've had crawfish before or never had it and would like to try it, now's a great time to do it, guys. So this is just the main ingredient that we're using today. And let me show you guys just how easy this is going to be. We've got a pint of heavy whipping cream. We've got some seasoned blend. This is your onions and bell pepper, garlic, celery. It's all made into one. This is made fresh here locally. It's a Louisiana product. Very good, very fresh, always fresh. And this saves you a big step from having to chop up all that yourself, you know. It's all right here. That's all you have to do. It's easy. Look, we've got some minced garlic. We've got some butter. Now I'm using my favorite Lewis Road Creamery's garlic and chive butter. You can use this. You can use any type of garlic butter or just use regular butter. Doesn't matter. We've got our seasonings. Today we're going with the Zatarain's Creole seasoning, and we're going with the Zatarain's garlic and herb seasoning. These are just going to add that much more flavor to our meal. We got two types of cheeses. I've got some sharp cheddar, and I've got some mozzarella. That's also going in. A little salt and pepper. A little bit of flour. I've already got it poured up. And you got to have a pan. Here's the pan. All right, so we've got everything we need. That's all it is to it. So all we got to do is do it. So let's get started. Okay, y'all, we've got our pan heated up. I got the stove top set on a medium heat. I've got about a tablespoon of butter. It could be a tad over, I don't know. We're going to drop that in there. We're going to melt this butter down. We're going to melt the butter down, then we're going to add the seasoning blend. Now, this is a 1 pound container of seasoning blend. I'm going to add about half of it, maybe a little more. I'm going to look at it. If you're not able to get this, you want to just go get you a yellow onion or a white onion. You want to get 2 stalks of celery, a bell pepper, a little parsley if you want. Chop that up. Your green onions, get like 3 stalks of it, 3 little stalks, and chop that up. Chop it up real fine, because you're going to have to cook this down. You're going to have to wilt it really good. All right, so we're going to get this butter melted in. And we're going to add our seasoning. Okay, we've got our butter started. I'm going to add in half of this seasoning blend. It's a 1 pound container. And that's about half, and that looks just about right. Okay. A lot of times we cook this stuff by sight, so we don't always have measurements to it. But this is pretty much what we do. So a 1 pound container, using about half. Just remember that. Okay, now this is what we're going to do is wilt this down. We're going to get all this incorporated together let these veggies sweat out a little bit. So this will take, 2 or 3, 4 minutes. So give me just a minute, I'll show you what that looks like and we'll go to the next. Okay, while we're waiting on our seasoning blend and all that to cook down, we've got our crawfish tails in a bowl. Now the crawfish tails, when you purchase them, they're already cooked, okay, so you don't have to worry about that. And for those of y'all who don't know, the yellow stuff that you see on and around the crawfish, that's the crawfish fat. That's your flavor in the crawfish, so make sure you do not strain that off, leave it just like it is. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to season these up, and I've got 3 tablespoons of the Zatarain's Creole seasoning. Going to add that in there. We've got black pepper. This is 1 tablespoon. We've got a teaspoon of salt. And we've got a teaspoon of the garlic and herb seasoning by Zatarain's. So we're just going to plop that in there. I'll just grab me a handy spoon. And we're just going to stir that up. Just like this. Get it all mixed up good. This only takes a minute to do, and then it's done. Because once you get ready to add the other stuff, you really don't need to stop and season the crawfish. You kind of want to have that ready. Now you can do this in the beginning too if you like. You can go ahead and season them and just set them to the side. Alright, well look at them guys. They're all seasoned up, ready to go. And that's what that looks like. Whew, smells good already. Alright, so we're going to set this to the side. And we got to finish cooking down our seasoning blend and butter and all, and I'll show you the next step. So be right back. Okay, we've got all our veggies sweated down. There, at that step is done. Now at this point, we're going to add a little bit of minced garlic. I don't like to cook my garlic while I'm doing the other veggies because it'll overcook it. So we're going to get about a little teaspoon. It's probably a heaping teaspoon of minced garlic. But I'll set that right on top of there. Okay, set that to the side. Alright, and we're going to add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour right on top. Okay, get that out of the way. And what we're going to do is work this in. Now this is going to help make our little roux. Now this is going to be what we call a blonde roux. It's not going to be dark. We're not looking for color, so to speak, on here. What we're wanting to do with the flour is make sure that we get it all incorporated in. So you just stir it around. Now right now it looks kind of weird, but don't let it bother you. It's all going to come together in the end, I promise you. So we're just going to move that around a little bit. Just until you see that flour kind of go away and you don't see it anymore. So this just takes a minute. Now my temperature is still on medium heat. And just take your time and watch over it. Stir it up. Get that flour going. Get it off the sides. Nobody left around. Okay. So there. See, that's just about cooked down. So at this part, this is where we're going to add our 1 pint of heavy whipping cream. You can also use half and half, or you can just use milk. I like the heavy whipping cream, and to me it's just that much better. Alright, so we're going to add this in at this point. Now I'm going to add the whole pint. I'm going to pour it in nice and slow. Okay, that's it. So we got that in. Away you go. Now we're just going to stir this around. Now we're going to let this cook down for a couple of minutes, and what I'm looking for is for this to start simmering, meaning there'll be some little bubbles coming up. So we're just going to stir this around. Now this will take a couple of minutes. So we'll let this cook down. Let it get to doing its thing. And I'll show you the next step. Okay, y'all, there's that little simmering I'm telling you about that I'm looking for. So it just started simmering. So now I'm going to add in about a half stick of butter. Now I'm using the garlic butter. So we're going to drop that in. And while this is simmering, I'm going to melt this butter down to it. We're going to make this is going to be really creamy and really good. It's going to be such a good flavor. The regular butter is just fine, guys. I've done it with both, but with the garlic and chive butter, it just seems to just add that much more flavor to it. It really makes it good. And it's not over garlicky, you'll see. So we're going to melt this down. And as soon as this melts down, we're going to do the next step. So let me just get this melted down. Okay guys, check this out. I've had this thing simmering now for about 5 minutes. And it's really starting to thicken up. It's getting that good consistency that we want. We don't want it too watery and we don't want it too thick. You kind of want it creamy. So just remember that. You want it a little creamy, and we are at that point right now. I'm just stirring this in. Okay, so guys, we're almost done. So I'm going to turn the fire off. We don't need the fire on anymore. And I'm going to stir this around just for about another 30 seconds. Let that heat get off of it a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to add 2 cups of sharp cheddar cheese. I'm just going to sprinkle that right in on top. And we're going to melt that in. We're just going to let that melt in. And that won't take but a minute. I'll give it a little stir. There you go. It's looking nice already. This is melting down. Okay, that's about done. Now the last step is we're going to add our seasoned crawfish. We're just going to scoop all that right in there. Look at that good Louisiana crawfish. Man, does that look good? It sure smells good. I wish one of y'all would come out with smell-o-vision. We'd really have some good times then. Alright, so we got that in there. Now remember, the crawfish are already cooked, so all I'm doing is incorporating all this goodness with it. That's all I'm doing here. Mixing this all up. Getting it all ready to go. Alright, so we're ready to put it into our baking pans now. So let me show you how we're going to do that. Be right back. Okay guys, I've got everything taken out of the pan. I've got it into our little baking dishes. I'm using the foil dishes because we're having company over, and we're going to eat some and somebody's going to take some home. Everybody's into leftovers, right? So we're going to do it in this. So towards the end of your cook, when you're getting ready to put them in here, you can turn your oven on, set it to 400 degrees, and we're going to bake them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 15, could be 20 minutes. You just want to keep an eye on them because they're going to brown up. You don't want to overcook them. So it could be 15, could be 20 minutes. But before we do that, we're going to top the top of it off with some more cheese. Now I'm using the sharp cheddar. That's going to go down first. And I just use a little bit because I like the mozzarella much better. So, and actually this cheddar was a little bit left over from the bag. So I'll just sprinkle a little bit on there with that. Okay, and then I'm going to go back with the mozzarella. Now you can use whatever cheese you like. You know, use your favorite, it doesn't matter. You could even use pepper jack cheese if you like. Whatever your favorite cheese is, just go with it. There's no right or wrong. And just put a nice little covering over them. About like so. And get this one. Alright, gotta get a little bit more. Gonna have just enough. Alright. So there we go, guys. All right, there it is, guys. We're gonna pop this in the oven at 400 degrees, give it about 15-20, and I'll see you back in a minute. Okay guys, we got them all done. I wind up leaving them in there for 20 minutes at 400 degrees, and they came out really good. Just have a look at that. It smells wonderful already. I can't wait to get into it. So there's only one thing left to do, right? Get into it. So let me get a scoop here. I'm just going to use this one. Oh man, does that look good. Wow. Oh man, this looks wonderful. Just get me a nice little chunk out of there. And we're going to try it out. Take a look at this, guys. Absolutely incredible. Piping hot too. I'm fixing to try it. I hope I don't burn my mouth and you see a disaster on camera, but I got my chocolate milk on standby just in case. So here we go. Let me get a piece of that crawfish in there. Ooh. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Guys, this is so good. Absolutely incredible. The crawfish are just unbelievable. The cheese, oh my gosh, everything. The seasoning, it's just right. It's got a little bit of a kick to it. It's got a little sweetness to it. It's rich. Smells wonderful. Checks all the boxes, guys. Man. Woo. Well, guys, you got to try this out. Some good South Louisiana crawfish au gratin. Nothing better. Easy to make. You can do this at your home. Easy as pie, no problem. Man, I can't wait to finish eating this. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Now don't worry, I'm going to leave in the description, I'm going to leave links and everything you need to cook exactly what I did. I recommend you guys try it. Don't be afraid to order these crawfish from Louisiana. I'm going to leave links for that. There are several big distributors here in Louisiana. Pick one. They're all wonderful, wonderful companies. And they'll be glad to hear from you. And they'll ship it right to your door. So, well, I've run my mouth enough. I'm fixing to go eat. This is John with Southern Exposure. And guys, we'll see you next time. Oh, man. Bye, y'all.